Hi, and welcome to the Quint.
Thank
Hi.
you. Hello.
So, we've got Raj, Krishna, and Shreya here. And
Yeah.
I'm going to start off by asking you, just a few days, in fact, a week before this whole lockdown thing began, I saw, your pictures celebrating the wrap up of the Family Man's season two.
Right.
Looking back, you guys must be heaving a sigh of relief for having just finished on time.
Yeah,
Right?
just about. We've finished. I would call it 98.5% of the shoot. So we've got like 1 day left, if at all.
Okay.
It's an important day of shoot, but then we're trying to figure out if we can edit around it. So, but yes, we are we are in much more fortunate position than a lot of films that are halfway through.
Right. Even though you finished shooting for The Family Man season two, you're not resting back with just your edit. You've started this initiative of a micro series, a viral wedding. So, could you tell us where that idea came about for this micro series and how micro is micro?
So basically, we were all sitting like everybody else at home and thinking what to do. Oh my God, all our big projects are all paused now. We don't know when they're going to start and all that stuff. So I was having a long chat with Shreya, and Shreya is extremely hyper and super energetic at the same time.
That is
And
true.
she's also extremely like in, oh my God, nothing to do versus oh my God, I have so much to do. So but I know she's an established author, like established or published author, one of them.
Eh,
So
hello.
so I was having a long chat and I said, why don't we do something? Why don't we do something from home? And so we started discussing that way, saying, what can we do from home? What kind of format? Should it be a short film? Should it be something? All these kind of ideas. And I've been lately a strong proponent of the fact that series is a way better option to get people to watch, because short films are very tough to get audience. It's always been that since we made our shorts to anybody who made, it's very tough. So a
Right.
series was a good idea, but then how long can you do? At the end of it, there is no director. You can't meet each other. You can direct in person, I mean. So we came up with this idea that what if we do a completely isolated series where everybody films themselves, and she would remotely direct and all that. It started off from there. So she wrote it up in a jiffy, like in super fast. I'm like, are you crazy? How fast can you write? So she came up
Right.
with this idea, and it started from there.
Okay. Shreya, now you're multi-talented. You are an engineering student, Miss India contestant,
Hey,
published
Bhagwan.
Miss
author.
India. Really? I didn't know you're Miss
That
India contestant.
because I
Model,
don't talk about it to anybody. Suresh did some digging.
Okay.
model, actor, and now screenplay script writer, director. Tell us a bit about Viral Wedding. What's the storyline like?
Huh.
How many characters are there? How are you managing to keep
So,
everything indoors?
oh, that those are a lot of questions. Okay, let's see. So the viral wedding is basically exactly like how Raj said it came about. It did come about in a weird flash. We had a conversation. That very night, I wrote an outline. I told it to Raj. He laughed for 5 minutes and he said, "You're mental." And he's like, "Go write it." And I ended up taking it a little too seriously, and I ended up writing the like from morning till night, and I finished the whole series in like about 10 hours. And I liked the idea. We wanted to show basically like a lighthearted attempt to make people laugh, right? Because there's so many ramifications of such an announcement. We just wanted to show what happens when an announcement comes and ruins the most important day for this character, our protagonist, who's a social media influencer, who finds out along with the rest of the country that the prime minister just cancelled her wedding.
Okay, okay, okay.
So the story is about how that happens, whether it happens or not, and hopefully you will see and find out.
And as a director, how are you handling the crew? What kind of directions are you giving them? Probably over Zoom calls like this.
Because people have like a preference of the technology they'd like to use. So we had a lot of WhatsApp, we had a lot of FaceTime, and all of those things were my monitors. So every time they would film a take, they would send it. We would discuss like if we could do it better in a different angle to take it a notch higher or lower, and things like that. It's basically what DK, you and I were discussing before Raj joined, of how this is going to redefine a lot of things. after a while. So yeah, it was a nightmare. I'm making it sound nice, but it was very difficult.
Okay. Though we think that, shooting indoors can be quite limiting, there are some fabulous films that have been made in a single location or mostly in a single location. Some of my favorites which come to mind are Death and the Maiden, Tape, which is that Richard Linklater film, and in Bollywood, of course, there's Con, which was Raj
Gone.
Gopal Verma's
Yeah, magnificent. Yes, yes.
stylish film.
Trapped was also in one location, right?
Trap was also nice. Yeah, yeah.
Mostly in one location.
Yeah, yeah.
So, do you guys have any favorites of such films which were like shot mostly in one location?
I enjoyed 127 Hours and Buried, and how they played around with his hallucinations
Yeah,
and
those
being
are
trapped in one rock.
Correct.
I really like that.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there have been a few films like that, depending on how. I mean, it's very controlled, one place kind of a thing. There was also a film called, I think, The Wall, which was directed by Doug Liman. It's basically set in that one location behind a wall, and it's actually a war, like a action kind of a film with two soldiers stuck on this side and a sniper hidden somewhere on the other side. So it's a pretty interesting, gripping film. So obviously it's not one room, but it's definitely one wall. You know what I mean? So it's there are various interesting concepts they've done like that, which is it's a choice, I guess. And of course, there have been films that happen over a dinner conversation or in a party, like a whole film happens. There have been films like that too.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest difference between that and this is not just a location, also the fact that two actors cannot even meet, a crew cannot even get there. So it's a little. I think this is a unique scenario that's nobody's ever faced in their lives before. Obviously.
Actually, I wanted to pose this question to the group because I'm not sure if this has happened before. Has there ever been like a series or a film where the characters in the show are going through the same thing the audience is going through in real time? Has it happened
That's
before?
also true. No, not really.
Yes, not.
Yeah. See,
No,
unless
same as this. Same as the fact
unless
that
you are on a unless you're on a sinking ship and watching Titanic, it's a.
Let's hope that didn't happen, DK.
Okay. I was speaking to a couple of filmmakers and writers, and there was this conversation going on that coming out of the lockdown, is the audience going to expect a different kind of cinema? Are studios and creators going to return to their desks and rework some of their scripts? Is there going to be a demand for probably more escapist cinema, probably interest in pandemic films in whichever genre it may be made? Do you think there is going to be a change in the kind of taste or demand for cinema or content post what we are
I
going
think all of the stuff you said is going to happen. Is that we, for example, are looking at all our projects that we were halfway through starting all that stuff just to make sure that is it relevant, is it making sense, just the psyche, does it make sense to practices that are in the film, so making it a little more post COVID world versus pre-COVID world. There has to be a certain introspection as to what is relevant, what is right. There's going to be a lot of demand for pandemic films, which I'm trying to stay away from because I'm going through one bloody one right now. So that's good enough. I don't know. Same
and
thing.
also in the
Escapist. Yeah, go on.
Even in streaming services, I think pandemic films. I mean, the common ones that we all know, starting from Contagion and World War Z, have been trending because I think somehow everybody wanted to watch films, and suddenly everybody's realizing, oh wow, they were actually prophetic in nature. They were actually predicting what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, so in a way, I think what you're saying is right about the escapist cinema, because people are at this point, after going through this kind of a life-changing experience, world-changing experience, people are going to be looking for escapist cinema, yes, but the immediate aftermath of this pandemic is going to be where we have to see how things change, because there's going to be a lot of restrictions placed on shooting. There's going to be, a lot of things that you'll not be able to do that you took for granted before all this started, or at least for the first few months, or maybe like the first 6 months. You're going to have limited crew size. You're going to have limited limited number of people that can congregate in a place. So the kind of cinema that's going to be made in the immediate, say, 6 months after this ends is kind of going to be a little, different from where things go after that.
Luckily, we all have a jump start on experiencing that beforehand.
True.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to end by doing this short snap quiz on Raj and DK. Who's likely to more is going to be the question. And you have to say the person's name. Like if I ask who's likely to lose his temper more often, then you have to say whoever. And Shreya, you are the neutral person here, so you can also pitch in. Yeah.
Acha.
Okay,
You're
so
trying to drive a wedge, no? Now? With that question, especially.
Okay, who's more likely to lose his temper?
Raj.
DK.
No, isn't it supposed to be like a rapid fire thing?
Looking for Shreya's answer.
One vote for each.
Wow.
There, same answer.
No, it has to be. I thought it has to be like a rapid fire thing. You got to answer immediately.
DK, you might lose a rapid fire just because of internet connection. So you don't want that.
It's possible, yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Okay,
Yeah.
who's likely to be more anxious before shooting day if it's an ambitious sequence being shot the next day?
Raj.
Probably me. Yeah.
Okay, I've seen both of them super calm, so
Okay, who's the more
they're
diplomatic?
good actors.
Sorry.
Raj.
Who's the more
Who's the
diplomatic?
more diplomatic? Raj.
Diplomatic. Sure.
Raj. Yeah.
Hmm.
Who's got the better sense of humor?
Of course.
Me.
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 Okay. Who's the more convincing liar?
Raj.
Raj. Diplomacy. Same thing.
Sure.
Yeah, it's all
diplomacy.
part of diplomacy. Yeah.
How do you
Same
think
thing,
I deal with actors like Shreya and Manoj and everybody and say that was a good bloody take?
It's true. It's believable. We believe him.
Who's the bigger foodie?
Sorry?
Me.
Bigger foodie?
Sorry.
Foodie.
Hands down me.
Yeah, not me for sure.
Neither.
I mean, I'm
Neither.
Oh.
Neither. Yeah.
I'm kind of very like a
No, see, I eat both of their food. There is no contest here.
yeah. I'm a cheap date when it comes to that. Like, just give me some food, I'll eat, and I'll just move on. Yeah.
Okay, who's the people's person amongst both of you?
Shreya
Me?
can answer.
Actually, both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shreya should answer.
Both are.
You're being diplomatic now. Come on.
No, I'm not being diplomatic. You should see them at like with at gatherings with people. They're actually very friendly with everybody they meet.
Okay. Who's better with technology? The geek.
DK.
Okay.
Probably me,
the
yeah.
one with the lesser internet connection. Surprisingly,
He
ironically.
I know.
even tells the VFX people what's going wrong in the layers. So
All right.
Yeah. So maybe me.
Okay, and the last one, who's got the acting bug? Who's got an acting bug? Acting ka keeda kisme hai?
DK is already established actor. What is this question?
Exactly. The answer is clear, I think.
Answer is
I've
very
kind of
clear.
acted.
The Family Man, we saw you all. Raj, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Yeah, he's established, man.
sorry.
You've seen me in Family Man, but truth be told, I've acted in all our films.
Okay.
So I
He
have.
has.
Up to small
No, I'm
roles.
just happy laughing behind the camera. So I'm good as long as I'm having a ball.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Shreya has to run.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Suresh.
you.